Hi, I'm Yannick, and today we're gonna be going from Westerland Sylt to Frankfurt. So this is the third part of the journey. If you wanna watch the first two, then please check out my channel. And we got, you can't see it really, a 737-700, the small Boeing 737. Maybe you can see the aircraft better if the light is on. No, not really. We got KLM livery, and we already went from Stockholm to Malmö, then to Sylt Westerland. That's where we are now, and now we're following our flight plan to Frankfurt. So our flight number should be 1802. Today we're gonna be going, above 10,000. So
737 to 700 BBJ. Bravo. Line Western.
moon looks beautiful.
992.
Now let's do our takeoff preparation. All those lights on.
Altimeter 2992 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
737 to 700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima. Cleared IFR2. Frankfurt and Maine. As filed. Maintain 10,000. Squawk 4700.
Alright.
Cleared IFR2, Frankfurt am Main, as filed. Maintain 10,000. Squawk 4700. 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Squawk is set.
737 to 700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima. Runway 32.
Alright, our heading is the runway with the 0, so after we take off we can immediately engage autopilot, so it keeps our heading.
737 to 700 BBJ.
Shut up.
Golf, Lima. Runway 32.
Speed to 250 knots, which is allowed under 10,000 feet for
Runway
climbing.
32 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
These knobs can be a little bit complicated because you have to scroll with your mouse wheel. Or pull them, but they work pretty well. So I think autopilot is set for right after takeoff, and I think we have to follow these blue lights right here. Whoa, no, we're moving away from the runway. That isn't right, the runway is behind us. But how? I thought we were starting right next to the runway, like, how did I miss it? Alright, we're on there. Finally found it was a bit of taxiing and turning around, so I put the dome white to dim, so we got a slight amount of light. And we got this bug in X111 again that the ATC doesn't recognize us standing on the runway or holding short, so we'll never get a takeoff clearance. This is glitch at some smaller airports like Malmö or Sylt Westerland. So we're just gonna take off. That isn't counted as a violation. Also, ATC just continues to process our flight request to Frankfurt. Why aren't we moving? That starts off really professional. Like, I don't see any problems. Brake is off. Oh, we're moving. Took it the engines that long to spool up? I doubt it. I think there was some error with that plane. Alright, and 130 knots, rotate. Nose is going up. And since I'm very bad at manual flying, I first put the gear up and immediately engage the autopilot.
700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima. Contact center on 135.95.
So auto throttle on, keep our speed, heading stays the same, and then let's get to 10,000 feet.
Contact center on.
Why are you turning? Help.
5.95 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf.
Why are you
Lima.
banking to the left? You see our heading is to the right side. We should have just kept the heading where we're starting in.
737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Alright, let's put in a realistic vertical speed like 2000 or even 2500.
299.
That's okay as well.
Westerland Zul, altimeter 29.
Altimeter set.
737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Now let's put up these lights.
737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf,
Wheel
Lima.
well light, we also don't need this. And the seatbelt should go to auto.
Fly heading 230, 737 to 700 dBj.
And we got our first heading to turn into, 230.
737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima. Fly heading 170.
Fly heading 17.
And we got another heading.
37 to 700
First I put
dBj.
the
Bravo, Golf,
wheel
Lima.
behind that to a maximum bank angle to allow the plane to bank up to 30 degrees to the left or right when doing some autopilot heading changes, and I really like those stars out there. This is a very well made. Alright, don't white to off, now it's nicely dark and I don't really see out there through the windows, even though we're banked to the left. Well, that is, I think, because we're still in the ocean, because Westerland Sylt is right next to the ocean, but we got our KLM logo light on and we can see some lights up there. We're just still above the ocean. Alright, now we gotta wait. We still haven't reached our 10,000 feet. If we do that, we can accelerate a bit, so the flight will go faster, but I have the feeling that will be the longest part of this journey. The second was really short, and I think this one could take like forever. So this beep sound, I quite don't know, but I can see that we're almost reaching 10,000 feet. Plane is still gaining speed up to 250 knots, which we have reached right now. Now he's pulling back throttle slightly. And I think that's it, 10,000 feet. So the bug with this plane is that altitude hold doesn't work, so after VS is done, altitude hold disengages immediately. So we'll first put our speed up. 339 is the maximum, so I think 333 would be pretty nice to look at this panel. Alright, we're accelerating. Alright, and that's 300 knots. Still not that much to see out of the window. And we reached our cruising speed of 333 knots. We'll maintain our heading. And we're good to go. Oh, I just noticed we can see our altimeter right there. So SED standard altimeter of 2992, which ATC just told us. So ATC, we can put the window right back here. If he wants to say something, which I don't think, cause we're just have a long flight in front of us. Does it look better with this light on? Let's switch sides real quick. Co-pilot side, so you can pull these seats back to simulate real life. This plane is really cool. Now let's sit down here and look out of the window, and we can see nothing but white dots down there, which I think is reflection in the water. The real lights are on the left side right there. So let's put this seat back. Get back to the captain side and sit down right here. Now let's pull back forward this seat and our seat, so our camera viewpoint is exactly where the head of the captain would be. So at the left side is land, at the right side is the water, I think. Let's verify this. Yes, I can verify this. We're still above the ocean, somewhere in northern Germany on the west side. So this should be this, whatever this is, down there where you can land with the helicopter, what we just saw on the map. Alright, all these lights are off, that means no flaps are extended anymore, no speed brakes set.
A few moments later.
Alright, I was AFK for a bit and now we can already see lights on our front, right and left side, cause we just got from Südwesterland down here. Now this is the real part of Germany. Down there we can see all those roads. It's getting quite a bit laggy because of all this light, and I can't even see the sea anymore back there.
to 700 dBj, Bravo, Golf, Lima, Bremen, altimeter 2992.
Bremen, altimeter 2.
Alright, we're above Bremen, that's another very big German city. We could also just land here. But I want to go to Frankfurt because that's really Germany's biggest airport. But good to know, I know where we are at least, and a little bit which heading to fly, so 180 is straight south and 170 is slightly a bit to the east. And I would also... I was just about to say that I would have guessed 170 for us to fly, because we really have to get a bit east, and now he says 180, which is straight to the south. But if he says that, I'm just gonna believe him. That should be alright.
737 to 700 dBj, Bravo, Golf, Lima, resume on navigation.
And we're navigating by his own again.
7 to 700 dBj, Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Which in ATC language equals to something like just keep your heading and wait for future commands. So we can see a big city right there. For some reason the buildings aren't rendered, but from far away those lights look pretty good. Let's see, our number of world objects is already at high. I don't know, this shouldn't happen. Let's put this back so I can view the outside better. EDWQ tower is shown on our air traffic control panel. I think that's this one. It's a pretty small one, I don't know that. Let's just orientate a bit. So this is Bremen. And down there we really can't see that much. So this is Bremen. With those big roads, that looks beautiful.
A few moments later.
Alright, I was AFK for a bit again, and now we're just flying for almost an hour. And yeah, there's still not Frankfurt in sight. This is, I don't know, some smaller kind of airport. And we have still some way to go. But I'm happy about that. The vertical speed is still at 0 and holding our altitude and doesn't disengage by itself again. So at least that works.
Munster Osnabrück, altimeter 2992, 737 to 700 dBj, Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Alright, Münster Osnabrück, I know where this is. So we're going kind of the right way, but it's still very far away from Frankfurt. Even though regarding that we've already flown above an hour. Alright, let's see if we can find Frankfurt already. So what is this? It's a pretty small airport. And down there isn't really anything. So the map doesn't really help us.
A few moments later.
Alright, I was AFK for almost 20 minutes again. And there aren't that many lights, so I think this is a pretty rural area right here. And we can't see Südwesterland anymore, cause we got quite some distance. And the map doesn't go further down, we just have to let it load the area up to Frankfurt. So I put it at the right side down there. Let's just check autopilot, everything's still set, pretty good. And we got some smaller cities down there. The map still doesn't want to show us what's further down there. So let's look at this again. We could set our brightness right here. Like this is the main panel brightness. And the background brightness quite does some difference. So I put it a bit down. So it gets darker here. That looks pretty good. Let's view the map back again. We still can't see what's down there, it's still blue. It just doesn't load. This. Oh, now you see how it moved up? Now we have access to view way more down. Oh, so this is...
737 to 700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima, fly heading 1.
So this was Köln-Bonn, right there.
Fly heading 170, 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
So Cologne is pretty much west in Germany, so we have to turn a bit more east, which is heading 170.
737 to 700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima. Resume
As I
loading.
said before, and now we're gonna be going back to our own navigation.
Resume on navigation 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
So basically my game crashed at a certain city, so I loaded the game up above that city again.
Pull up.
So let's get back our altitude to 10,000 feet, our speed. Click master caution and activate our autopilot again. I don't really know what this kind of warning means. Alright, and we should be back on our path. Let's file the flat plan real quick.
to 700 bbj. Bravo, Golf, Lima, Seagerland, altimeter 2992.
Seagerland, altimeter 2992, 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Alright, so heading 170, we got everything like it was before. I don't know why the game just crashed, but now it works. Everything up there is set like we had it before crash. And now it's just waiting back again. So we can look on the map. Oh, what's that down there? That looks pretty big. I think that's Frankfurt. That was Frankfurt. So we're gonna go
737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima, descend and maintain.
go straight up there, and I think that's already Frankfurt. So he wants us to descend to 8,000, heading we're already got 170.
Fly heading 170, 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima, fly heading 180. Vectors for the visual runway 7 left, descend and maintain.
Alright, now it's 5,000, we got vectors for the visual approach.
80. Vectors for the visual runway 7 left, descend and maintain. 5,737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
I mean, visual approach at night is a pretty stupid idea. Yeah, let's see if we will crash or not. But I think we have to go like a curve on the map to the left side and then getting to the right on the runway. Like 7L, 7R or 7C. That's 3 of those runways. Yeah, right there we got it. 7L we got the vectors too. So that's that one.
A few moments later.
Alright, we got even closer to Frankfurt. Still no commands from the ATC. I think we were supposed to go to 5,000, right?
737 to 700 dBj.
I don't know, I'll keep... Oh, 2,000 it's now. So we really gotta lower our speed. And then we get another heading and we're gonna be descending. Come on, let me get 220. Why is this so hard to operate? Yes, finally.
Descend and maintain
250 right here.
700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
No, that's wrong direction. Alright. That was too far back. Come on. Yes. And this is gonna be going down to 2,000 already, but I kind of have the fear if there are any hills or something like that in our area. In the night, you really don't see those, so maybe it would be a good idea to already put landing lights on so we kind of see some stuff. I don't know, I'll keep them out for now. I don't want to annoy any citizens down there in the city by just shining light at them. Now we'll put our dome light on, this brightness a bit up. And I think we'll have a pretty nice approach. Hopefully not such a Ryanair landing again, so let's check that brake. We got now like a position between released and completely parked, but this is not animated, so in this plane it looks released, but we got our brake. And there's already a runway right there, but that's definitely not Frankfurt. Let's decrease our vertical speed a bit, so let's keep it realistic. 2500 downwards. And I think we can put our speed back up to 250. Cause we still got a pretty long approach and a curve in front of us, but we are not allowed to go over 250 under 10,000 feet. I mean, we can use these air brakes to slow down a bit, but you usually don't use them mid-flight. Now we can see our speed is decreasing, but we're still 10 knots too fast. I think that's good. We are in the area of 250 knots, and I don't see Frankfurt anymore. And we're rapidly descending onto this thing with no lights on it, so I'm kind of worried. Because you see that right in front of me, there's nothing, there's just this black space, so I can't really tell how high I am. Look at that, where's ATC leading me? Like, how am I supposed to get to 2000 here? I'm kind of worried, I don't want to load up my flight for a third time. I think we should be going over it, like it seems higher to the left. Oh, now I'm really worried. Like, what is down there? Let's put these lights on. Maybe we can see something down there. Alright, so these lights don't really help us.
Fly heading 160, 737 to 700 BBJ, Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Maybe not a good idea to turn left here, because that black thing seems higher to the left side. But we can see on the map right there, heading 160 is like down there, and then he'll give us another command to finally turn in the direction of the runway. I'm still worried about this black thing here. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna put speed down, and ATC, I hope ATC knows what it does. Like, they shouldn't lead me in just a mountain. Oh, I think I can see trees there. I think I can see trees there. Yeah, that's definitely trees. That's definitely trees. Alright, I'll pause the game and I'll try again to see something down there. So not really, these landing lights don't really work here. But we can try again to put our time today. Oh, and you can see we're just above this mountain, like ATC, what the hell? It's night, and you give us a visual approach and let us nearly crash into this mountain. So if I hadn't done anything, I think we would nearly have survived. We could have struck some trees, but I'm gonna be pulling up anyways, because that's way too close for comfort. Autopilot off, and we got only 100. Oh, so actually I just noticed you see your actual height above the ground right here, there, and it was under 100, like 90 feet with over 200 knots above ground. So let's put on autopilot again, heading input, let's put our vertical speed to 2000, so he keeps our altitude a bit. What is this? What are those lights? Like next to the master caution.
37 to 700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima, descend and maintain 2000.
Alright, let's go down there. Those are already down, so our lights are on. Everything is set for there. Alright, let's make the people fasten their seatbelts. I don't really see the airport. We still got some distance ahead of us. Oh, right there it is. And the moon looks beautiful, as always. There again, what is this? I don't get all these lights next to the master caution. That's not my field of expertise.
737 to 700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima, fly heading 100.
100 as our flight heading. That's even closer to the 70 of the runway. Whoa, why 100? Aren't we supposed to turn to the left? Like 100, isn't this to the right? What the hell are you doing? The runway is to the left. Let's get back to the left side. Let's try to fly manually up there. "100 is definitely east." Like, whoa, stop. Heading is off. Why are you flying all the time to the right? So I'm not even moving my joystick and this plane is banking to the right all the time.
737 to 700 BBJ.
Stop it.
Golf, Lima, fly heading 070. Report the field in sight.
Fly heading 070.
Stop it.
Report the field in sight 737 to 700 BBJ. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Alright. So I had this glitch before with the default 737. It was just stuck and I had to delete my entire X-Plane preferences folder and set my joystick and everything back up again, because the yoke was just stuck. I just call the field inside because else we have to go around and that's pretty annoying.
Bravo, Golf, Lima, fly heading 350, vectors for the visual, runway 7 left, climb and maintain 5,000.
Alright,
he lets us go around anyway.
50.
So we have to fly
Runway
another
7
round.
left, climb and maintain 5,737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
So this is getting very chaotic again, so I just explained it for you.
Bravo, Golf,
This
Lima,
stuck yoke is a bug when you have your autopilot engaged and try to steer against it with your joystick, and sometimes your yoke gets stuck, and I had this on the default 737-800 and it was stuck forever and I had to delete my entire X-Plan preferences folder and set up my joystick again and set up all camera views again and stuff. So I try to land like this. It's probably just again glitching this aircraft like the altitude hold thing. So this is our approach to 7L.
Bravo, Golf, Lima, fly heading 130, vectors for the visual, runway 7 left, climb and maintain 5.
A few moments later.
Alright, let's put the flaps down. $25. Yeah, that's 25, right? It's pretty dark. That should be 25. Alright, so what's this? Anyways, let's put our speed down even further. $160 should be good. No skier is deployed, and the warning sound finally stopped. So we have the field inside. Landing preparations are mostly done, light is on, gears down, flaps are set. We have a very nice speed. And now we can look at the map and see that we have to fly a bit forward and then turn right, which is a pretty late turn, but I think that should be okay. So I also expect with a late turn that we'll get our landing clearance pretty late as well. So that's our runway, and our altitude hold is glitched back again. I think I'll disengage. Now I'm flying on my own. Auto thrust also disengaged. Now I have full control over the plane and pulling speed back. And I'll turn right in a few seconds. This is all set. Alright. Turning right.
to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima, clear visual approach, runway 7 left, contact tower on 119.90.
cleared visual approach. Runway 7 left. Contact tower on 119.90. 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima. Tower 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Alright, so now we're perfectly lined up with the runway. Got everything inside. So I think our speed should go down even more. Altitude is okay. And on the map we can see which runway we're going to. And why is master caution activated again? Anyways. Everything looks good so far. We haven't encountered any more problems with the yoke being stuck. So I pointed my mouse on the runway. That's probably the one we're landing at. Alright, and I think we should keep that altitude. Looking good. I think we have to go a bit more left because we're getting slightly off course and aren't aligned that good with the runway anymore. I mean, I just disengage autopilot and I'll fly by myself. It's really hard hitting the runway just with autopilot because you can't put a heading like 170.1 or 170.2. You can only use whole numbers and that's not precise enough. So I just fly manually. It probably isn't a good idea flying visual approach by night, I've already said. But yeah, I think we can see the runway good enough. And you can see that I've problems with steering again. You can see the plane is always banking to the right side and I have to steer against it to the left. Now I'm not doing anything. My joystick is completely, my hand isn't even on it. You can see it? It's going to the right. I've already explained the problem. I think I just do the landing with it and then I'm gonna completely reset this mod. Maybe that will fix the problem for future videos or flights. I think we're a bit too far to the right side. I think we should really do something about that. That doesn't look that good. Normally you would go around, but I don't want to do that torture again. So let's just trying to correct it and land this thing anyways. I can't fly any longer, really. Let's just do a slight left turn. Plane is always going to the right again. That's really annoying. Alright, the map looking a bit better. I think we have to do quite some corrections before touching down. I have to remember we're flying for KLM and not Ryanair. So we should keep that good image of not landing too hard.
700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima, runway 7 left. You're clear to land.
Alright, we got landing clearance. Let's read it back.
7 left. 737 to 700 dBj. Bravo, Golf, Lima.
So we're already at 500 and pretty far away from the runways. I think I have to give a bit more power to the engines, spool them up and gaining a bit of altitude, and we still have to go left. I always forget the thing with the yoke and let the plane go right and even more right. But I think the approach looks decent. It's alright. It's not my best, it's alright. Alright, runway looks centered. Maybe we can get it a bit more to the right side, the runway, and the plane to the left. But I can work with that. Let's just do some slight corrections. And we're losing altitude pretty quickly. The alarm is going off. Alright, runway is not far away. I better don't mess this up. Alright, we're perfectly centered. I have to steer to the left really far, you can see it. My joystick is to the left all the time. Alright, now we're a bit too fast, that was a bit too much for the engines. Slow down and get down. The flaps are so much out, even a little bit of thrust brings the plane up so far. Let's do a flare. Come on, go down.
20.
Get down. Don't go up. Alright, I think we've touched down.
10.
No, now we have touched down. This was totally Ryanair, that was so bad. Alright, 3 bad landings in a row. First bad landing in Malmö, second bad landing in Westerland Sylt, and third bad landing finally in Frankfurt. Alright, let's wait for the ATC to give us taxi instructions, and there they are. Next exit to the right.
That will be your only indication that it's safe to get up and move about the cabin. We also ask that you keep the out clear of any carry-on baggage. This is the termination of that flight.
Gate, taxi flight 07, Lima, Pop 8, Pop, November 1, November, 737 to 700 BBJ, Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Alright, we got a gate. Now I have just to keep my front wheel on the yellow line. I mean, I'm good at flying, not that good at landing, but driving is the absolute worst. Especially with this plane and this dark yoke. You can see it, it's hanging to the right when I'm not doing anything.
737 to 700 EVJ, Bravo, Golf, Lima, contact ground on, 121.7.
But I mean, that's not my problem for anymore.
Contact ground on 121.70, 737 to 700 BBJ, Bravo, Golf, Lima.
Let's take off configuration warning, because I got the throttle above 50%. But I want to go quick. I can't do this anymore. I can't see any screens anymore. I have to end this. Alright, I might be a bit fast for taxiing. A bit very fast. Let's see if I can get this curve. Alright, I'm off the yellow line, but I'm surprised I stayed on the taxiway. At least that. Alright, there's gonna be a right turn. Brake, brake, brake. My FPS is dropping. Slow down, come on, come on. And right turn. Alright, this was better than expected. I have to look out for these blue lights on the left and right side, because I think that's the end of the taxiway. I can see it pretty good though. God, where's my gate? These big German airports. It's almost more taxiing than flying. Oh, there's a left turn. I didn't saw those yellow lines. Slow down, slow down. Come on, you got it, you got it, you got it. That's gonna be a close one. I'm looking from the outside. I didn't hit anything. Oh my god, this was so close. My right wingtip was almost gone.
A few moments later.
Alright, I wanted to spare you from having to look at all this taxiing footage. So I just made a cut and skipped to the end, and now we're parking. I didn't quite get the curve, so we're a bit off to the left side. Let's go a bit forward, and I think we're set. Let's pull the parking brake back all the way, so we're not rolling forward like we did in, was it Westerland Sylt? One time we didn't really get that parking. Alright, so we're here. It's pretty dark, I can't even see the plane. That was decent, except for the landing. I really didn't like that. You know, my other videos, I've done some quite good touchdowns, but this was not one of them. So let's look at this in replay mode. And I tried to set the time today, like you can see here, but every time I start the replay mode, it immediately goes dark. You can see it one more time. I put the time today and it stays dark because I was flying in the dark and the replay mode shows exactly what happened. And if the flight happened in the dark, the replay mode is in the dark. So unfortunately, the view isn't that good and we can only try to guess where the gear is. Quick spoiler, I've already watched the footage, it isn't that good. I just fast forwarded to the landing, so you and I don't have to suffer that much. Now let's get this full screen without any pop-ups and try to see the landing gear. And in the lights of the runway, we can see the outlines of the landing gear. The moon is awesome up there. This is the nice details of X-11 that makes the experience of flying so good. Anyways, let's see this. I didn't get the plane down all the time and then it was just right here. All wheels at the same time, wingtips were shaking. Alright, decent. Now reverse thrust. And we're coming to a stop, then getting the gate from the tower. You can see here we're driving on the yellow lines. Let's watch this again. Maybe from the back, but this time exactly right there. And then zoom a bit in. That was too far. A little bit back. This should be good. So let's look from this angle. Looks promising, but I think I can really see the gear anyway from here. But we can see that we gained a bit of height above the runway. Then I was doing a flare, gained some height again. It's the usual problems. It's the usual stupid stuff I do. And then I was lowering the nose and bumping all three wheels down. Didn't look that bad from here. But it's just a simulator. In real life that would felt pretty hard. Alright, and here we are at the parking location again. It's gone day a bit. I think it's like 6 AM right now. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate if you watched till here. Check out my other videos if you don't know part 1 and 2 of the series. And yeah, that's it. See you next time.